Amster, your best immigration partner. Dream to fly? Step to Amster.
Hello everyone, this is Nita and I'm one of the expert language tutors at Dlschool. So today in this video, I'm going to give you some information about your reading part of the IELTS exam. So as you all know, reading part is kind of different for both the academic as well as general test takers. What I meant by difference is the type of paragraphs that you can expect is different. I mean the content. The academic people can expect subjects which is kind of more technical and more scientific in nature, while the general test takers can expect some sort of generalized topics and something very general. Okay, so other than the content and the type of paragraph, rest everything is similar. For example, the total time which is for allotted for your reading test is 1 hour, that is 60 minutes. Then the number of questions will be 40, and then usually it will be divided into 3 sections, and in each section there can be 1 or more paragraphs. Okay, and the type of paragraphs, I think mostly the type of paragraphs, the difficulty level increases as we move from one paragraph to the other, I mean from one section to the other. So your first section will be the most easiest one, while your third section will be the most toughest one. So what usually people do is that they divide the whole time that is allotted for the entire reading exam into 3. That is 20 minutes for each section. That is how they divide, and then that is how they attempt the task. But what I think is good is that take the least amount of time for section 1, and then take the maximum time for section 3, because section 3 your paragraph will be like very lengthy and very complicated, and the type of questions will be twisted, so you definitely need more time for the section 3. So whatever time that you are saving for your section 1 and section 2 can be properly utilized for section 3. So that's how it works. That is how you sensibly manage the time. And then so that is how you have to manage the time. So the time part is done, and now how do we actually start your reading? So what I suggest is that first of all, when you take your section 1, and then there is the paragraph, and then you have a set of questions related to that paragraph, you have to first read all the questions. You just have to read all the questions connected with that paragraph, and then after that you can go for a fast skimming of the paragraph. What I meant by fast skimming is that you have to read the whole paragraph from the beginning till the end in a very fast manner. It doesn't mean that you can skip 2-3 lines or you can skip one paragraph. No, you have to read the whole thing, but then you'll have to do it in a very faster way. That is what you mean by skimming. It doesn't mean, okay, it doesn't make much difference if you sit and you'll have to sit, you have to read and understand the whole meaning of the paragraph. Nobody wants that. Okay, the examiner just wants the answer to the particular questions that I have asked. Nobody wants you to understand the whole, the essence of that paragraph or the deep meaning. So after you have read the questions and after you have done this fast skimming, once you've read the questions, you will have, an idea of the type of answers that you will be expecting. Okay, so it means that, the probability of the answers that you can find, you will have an idea what type of answers will be, are you expecting. So if you find that answers during your skimming, you can underline. Okay, you can underline. I mean, if there is a particular word in the question and then that particular word comes up in the paragraph during your skimming, then you can underline both these words. Okay, so that helps you to find the correct answers. And usually I think in more than 50% of the answers you can write during the time of skimming with this with this reference with the question. So it actually saves a lot of time for you. And as you all know, in IELTS exam, even a 1 minute or a 2 minute saving of time is it helps you a lot. And then so after you have done with the the skimming and then writing answers for all the keywords, then if you're having some doubt, because some questions will be kind of tricky, some questions you will need a further read, if such kind of questions come, then you can read that particular line or the there will be 2 or 3 lines where you will be expecting your answers. So that particular line you can read it once and twice or thrice, and then you can understand that particular meaning, and then you can attempt the answer. Okay, the thing that you have to understand here is that there is no negative mark given. So even if you're not too much sure about a particular answer, please attempt. Okay, try to attempt all the questions, and then if you're not sure, just attempt with anything, and then you can put some sort of a round or some point which which can help you to understand that if you have clearly attempt all the questions, then sometimes your guesswork can work, especially in reading. Okay, and then yeah, quickly ask, and these are some generalized questions. You will be getting questions only of these sorts. There is nothing new that is gonna come up on the day of your exams. So if you practice a lot, you will be familiarized with the question types, and you will be familiarized with how to find the answers of these question types. The most common type of questions that come up in your reading task is the true, false, not given type of questions, then completion of sentences, then yeah, matching heading for paragraphs, and then multiple choice kind of questions. The true, false and not given, these type of questions, many people find it very difficult, especially to they get confused with the wrong or the not given kind of questions. Don't worry about that. I'll be adding a exclusive video on these true, false, not given type of questions later. Okay, and then yeah, sentence completion is by far the easiest thing in reading, because there will be it's almost like fill in the blanks. The only thing that you have to consider here is you have to follow the clear instructions that is given. If there is a word limit being given, then you have to stick on to that word limit. Okay, then the another type of question is matching the headings. So in these type of questions, your entire paragraphs, your entire content will be divided into a number of paragraphs. That can be like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, and then there will be an enlisted list of headings, and then you have to allot the you have to allot the headings to each paragraph, to its corresponding paragraph. So that's how that works. And then multiple choice questions. Multiple choice questions, when you come in the reading section, is very, very easy when compared with the listening. Okay, because for reading you already have all these things, all these answers, you just have to pick any. Okay, but in the case of listening, you will be just hearing it one time, and then you'll have to guess if you have a doubt. But then in the type of reading, you can read it number of times, and then you can figure out what your answer is. So that's how it works. These are the major type of questions that you can be expecting. Next, what? Yeah, the two things that is very important during the time you practice is that, first thing is that whenever you find a new word, okay, a good vocabulary or some word which you're not familiar with, try to underline that word, and then try to find out the meaning of that particular word, its synonyms, the various sentences that are made using this word. That is how you build up your vocabulary. That is how you build up your language as such. So these days everybody will be having a smartphone in their phone, so it is very easy to learn the meaning of a new word. You just have to simply type that word in Google, and then it will just give you a list of its meanings, its synonyms, the various sentence types that is being used. Okay, so please do that while practicing. And then another thing that I would like to tell you is that whenever you are practicing, just try to interpret your answers, especially the wrong answers. It is good if you interpret both the true and the wrong answers, but then at least go for interpretation of the wrong answers. These days what I see commonly is that mostly people attempt the reading section, and then after that they'll be giving the they'll just cross check their answer with the answer key. They'll just put either a tick mark or a wrong mark, and then they'll be just calculating their score, maybe like 32 out of 40 or 28 out of 40, and that's it. That's done, and then they'll be moving on to the next practice. No, that is not how it works. Whenever you're having a wrong answer, you should interpret, or you should cross-examine why that particular answer, why you chose that particular answer in place of the correct one. That is how you learn, and that is how you make up for the mistakes when you're attempting this for a second time. If you don't do this, then there will be a tendency for you to repeat these mistakes when you move from when you move to the other practice. Okay, so make it a habit to interpret all the answers, especially the wrong answers, whenever you are practicing, because this will help you a lot. Okay, so that's all for all the reading tips. I think I've given a much better idea on like how to properly divide your time, how to how to attempt reading, like reading the questions first, then fast skimming, underlining the keywords. Then I've told you about the most common type of questions that will be coming, and then I have told you about the various things that you have to keep in mind during the time of practice. Okay, I'll just again tell that it is basically and learning new words if you come across any, and then the second point is that interpreting the answers, okay, especially the wrong answers. So that's it for today's video. I hope you liked our video, and if you find it useful, then please do like and share this video, and do subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon for getting more notifications from us. Thank you.
Amster, your best immigration partner. Dream to fly? Step to Amster.